Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing index fingers. For some reason I left out the other word. Now it's a very interesting looking puzzle from Marty Sears, and Marty tends to do this. He creates puzzles with, I'm not going to say variants that we haven't seen before, but with twists on variants that we haven't seen before. So it is an indexing puzzle, but uses index fingers and gold rings, which is kind of what you see here in the thumbnail. This is going to be far better explained by just jumping straight into it and walking you through the rules, and I'm fairly sure we're all going to need this. So, Index Fingers by Marty Sears. Rules-wise, first one is fairly obvious. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 6, once each in every row. Column, and then 2 by 3 box, because this is a 6 by 6 Sudoku grid. Now we're talking about the index fingers. I'm not very good at indexing puzzles, by the way, so this, despite being a 1-star difficulty rating, may take me a bit longer to solve than expected. Hopefully you guys won't struggle if I do. Now, each finger has lost its gold ring, and we're trying to help to find them, so can we find them? Every row, column, and box contains one gold ring, and none of them are located on a finger, and each gold ring contains a different digit. I think that tells me a decent amount of information here. So let's think about what that means. Essentially, every row, every column, every 2 by 3 box has a gold ring to it, such as this one. It can never be on any of a finger, any part of it, because that just implies it hasn't lost it. The whole point is that they have lost them, and that the digits inside these rings have to be different. So if this cell is a 1, that cannot be 1. It would have to be anything but 1. Right, the rest of this is what will hopefully give us a clue around what that all means. So let's have a think about this. The digits ABC along a finger reading towards the fingertip, the C goes on the fingernail, indicates that row A, column B, contains that finger's missing gold ring, which contains the digit. So let's just interpret what that means. So A, B, C tells us that row A, whatever A means, column B, let's say, well, I mean, it's clearly different from A, so let's say it can't be this cell, it'd be this cell, is going to have the same digit as what's on the fingertip. So that would be C as well. And obviously there wouldn't be a ring then in the same row or column or box. I am truly stunned that this has a 1-star difficulty rating. The rules are reasonably clear, and we're clearly going to have to think about this a bit. So, rules in the link in the description down below. Good luck for all of us. And with that said, let me restart the clock and see how I get on. That is all the clues and information. Let me have a think about this. So I'm going to just briefly, so A, B, C, and remember, actually, I'm going to deliberately do this for a couple of reasons. Yeah, and actually you can see column 4 is already proving interesting. Let me think about this. Right. Every row, every column has a gold ring. Every gold ring has a different digit. Yeah, this is going to be helpful. Right, let me explain what I'm thinking right now. What I'm thinking is every A that I just put in, every B that I've just placed in, every C that I have placed in, have to be different digits, even if they're in different rows, columns, and boxes. Because remember, they're indexing the row, and therefore they can't be pointing towards the same ring because there's only one ring in that row. Now, we're also given the information that each gold ring contains a different digit. So these are pointing towards different digits. So, and I'm actually going to start in column 4 because I think that is probably the most helpful. And I'm just going to pick letters for now. Bit of a shame that I'm using A, B, and C. I probably shouldn't, because otherwise it will probably confuse everyone. Let's go with D, E, F, G, H, and I. That's good enough for me. Now, oh, there's even more information on the puzzle. Sorry. Every box, every row, every column has a gold ring. Where's the gold ring in box 6? Here. Can't be on the fingers. Where is it now in box 5? Here. Can't be on the fingers because all of these are fingers and this one is in the same column as this gold ring. So this is the only place for it. Where is it in box? Am I counting correctly? 6, 4, yeah, box 2. Well, it can't be in these, can't be on the finger. That's E. And there you go. Right. Every fingertip has to have every one of these letters. Yeah? Because they're the contents of the ring. So this ring that is E, one of these fingertips has to be E. And just Sudoku says, which one is E? Well, it can't be in the same column, can't be in the same row. The only one that can be an E is this one. And now we know what these cells are because they are indexing row 2, column 4. Actually, I'm going to go for big digits. They're not very legible. I'm hoping you guys are going to be okay with this. So that's the first one, and it's pointing towards E. And I have now on the index fingers D, E, F, G, and H. I don't have I. That has to be I. That has to be I. I kind of got sidetracked there for a second. So where is the ring now in box 1? Well, it can't be any of these cells. And it can't be on the ring. This is the only place for it. And then, unfortunately, the last one is in one of these 2 cells. This is kind of my attempt at showing that this is where the remaining 2 gold rings could be. Right. We can probably kind of guess the contents of these. So we know that they have to be from D through to I. I know that this one is not D or I. I also know it needs to be different from the one that's in E. So this is F, G, or H. This one is not F, G, or E. It's not very good. H or I, or E, of course. So this one is D. I don't know if letters is actually going to help me now. D, F, G. Don't know, I'm kind of forced to at this point. It's not F, G, or E. It is D, H, or I. I'll be honest, I'm half tempted to use letters here in addition to the numbers. I don't know if that's a good idea. Where is E in box 6? So you can see, yeah, if I don't double label these, so to speak, I feel like I'm not going to make enough progress. So now we can say that D, F, and G are 2 or 4. Well, no, we can't say that because we haven't actually limited the letters yet. Yeah, we haven't limited the letters yet, so no. Ouch, okay. Right, so the remaining letters in here are not 2 or 4. So essentially, these 2 cells are indexing not row 2, not row 4, not column 2, not column 4. So essentially, We're not looking for rings in any of these. And therefore, it is pointing to a ring either in here, here, or there, which would be row 6, column 1, row 1, column 3, row 3, column 6. So E and I are from 1, 3, and 6, meaning there's a 5 in here. This is getting very tricky already. I don't know if there's an easier way of doing what I'm doing. I'm barely floating here, so I'm gonna carry on and kind of hope for the best, so to speak. Not a good plan, I know. And it will be pointing towards an H, either in here, here, or there. And unfortunately, any of them could be H, at least at this point. Remember what I said earlier about I cannot repeat those digits. So I feel like I have to color these cells just to remind myself constantly. These are the A's. These are the B's. Yellow feels like a bad idea, just given I'm using that for the gold rings as well. And these are the C's. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And remember, they have to be different. So, how are they different? I feel like I need to go around labeling all of these cells around what are the possible options and potentially removing some options as a result. So the rest of this box is D, H, or I, clearly not Y. Now, from the looks of things, it can be D. It's not D, F, or G. Okay. This is okay, maybe I should focus on the indexes that are useful. This is not D or E or I. So this is helpful. This is F, G, or H. Yeah, still too many options. E is in one of these two cells. Let's do Sudoku. I can't remember who left that comment in one of my videos, but they were basically saying, my New Year's resolution should be do Sudoku as I'm solving the variance. E cannot be on blue. That is E. So E is in one of these two cells. And E is in one of these two cells. But again, we've already said it can't be on blue. That would be repeating it. So that's E. That's E. That's all the E's done. I also know now, because of this, to be fair, I already knew that none of these E's are rings because I've already placed it. But to be fair, the remaining rings are in one of these four cells. Right? Here's a thing of beauty. I can't be in here, can't be in green because I've already placed it. So I has to be in one of these two cells. Now, if this is I, essentially this finger is indexing this cell. And if this is, no, it can be I, it just doesn't have to be a ring. I'm confusing things. Actually, let's keep going. Where is I in box, whatever this is? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I is not here. This is not I. This is not I. This has to be I. Which means this is another DFG cell, kind of to form the triplet. Interesting. And it's 2 specifically. It's this DFG. E and I, we've already established they're 1, 3, and 6. So I am going to have to replace these at some point, but bear with me. say bear with me, and then I'm like totally frozen. So that can't be I anymore because I've already placed I on blue. So I and E are done. The remaining I and E, so essentially I've got D, F, G, and H. F, G, H, D, not F, G, H, D, H, D, F, G. Okay, so that's blue fully labeled. I should probably do the same with green sooner rather than later. And remember to check the indexes. There's so much to do here. So if this is in, so can this cell be G is kind of the question I'm asking. That would be essentially saying row 5, and I cannot be 5. We've already established that. Because it's row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's pointing to this ring, this would have to be 5, and 5 is in one of these two cells. This is not G. Wow. Okay. Where is it pointing towards? Is almost the question. So where is my G ring? It wouldn't be in this row. It's not in here. It's potentially there if I is 1 and this is 3. So I would have to be 1 and this is 3, whatever this letter is. And if I is 1, this is pointing towards column 1. So I would have to be in here. Wow. Sorry, that's my dog saying she wants something, so apologies. I'm going to hit the pause button for a second to see what she's after, and I'll be right back. Right, sorry about that. It was my dog saying, it's nice and sunny outside, let's go for a nice walk, although it is very cold, so need to warm up a bit. Like, I feel it's going to get a bit easier now if I start using numbers. I think that's the challenge that I'm facing now. And I need to start placing some of these indexes. That's kind of what I'm getting towards now. So I think, so this is 1, 3, or 6. So it's saying it's either column 1, so essentially one of these two, column 3, which it cannot be because it would be indexing I, and then column 6, which unfortunately it can be. So E is not 3, it's 1 or 6. I am going to stop doing that. Now, if this is 1, so what are the options for I? Let's do that. It's 1, 3, 6. No, I removed the wrong 3 here. So I'm looking for one ring that could be I and is in column 1 or 6. So it's essentially one of these two cells. Yes. If it's 1, no, hang on, it could be also 3. Right, if it's 3, it's this cell. Oh, it's the same challenge, isn't it? No, I'm confusing myself. I'm using index when I shouldn't be. Right, so I is in 1 or 6. So it's one of these two. So one of these is I, is essentially what we're saying, because it's in column 1 or column 6. And obviously this one as well. But it can't be this one because it would conflict with I here, right? So it genuinely is one of these two cells. It's going to be I, and therefore it's either row 3 or row 4. Not happy with the number of letters that I have here. Interestingly, yeah, so let's think about F for a second. Which one is it could be F? Could it be this one? It would need to be essentially a double 5. And the 5 would have to be from D, G, or H. So it'd have to be D or G. Sorry, D or H. So it wouldn't be G. This could also be D or H. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm going about this very inefficiently. I just need to think about this a bit more clearly somehow. This cell, for example, this one, it's not this ring, not this ring, and not this ring. So, and obviously not this ring. So it's essentially, and it can't be in here. Hang on, so it's one of these is G, which would require, there you go, I has to be 1, as in row 1, or row 6, so it's not 3 either. This is not 3. This is 3, 5 now. This is not 3. Excuse me. This is 1 or 6. Is no, yeah, it is E. It's definitely E. Well, I don't know why I have a coordinate pencil mark for it. It's definitely E. 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, 5. Now we know that G is 2 or 4, and D, F, and H are the only ones that have the 3 and 5 option. Okay. Tricky to show. Is it really worth it? I don't know. Is that meant to be E? I think so. The corner pencil marks, yep. So another one of these is the other 1 or 6. Yeah, that's not helpful. Hang on, row 1 or column 1 or column 6. It's still 3 or 4. Yeah, it's not helping me. Never mind. One, 6. So it's essentially either pointing to row 1, column 6, which it isn't. It's pointing towards column 1, row 6, and that has to be H. So this is H. This is a ring. And it's H. And this is the last ring. And E definitely has to be the 6. I has to be the 1. Lovely. And therefore, this is the 6. This is the 1. Column 6 now is I. And that's 1. And that's 6. I don't know why I have a 6 option in here. I probably didn't mean that. So that's I in the ring done, which means this has to be 3. Whichever one of C, F, G, and H is 3. 3 in here we know is limited to H or D or F. It is not D. It could be H and it could be F. So it's not C or G. And this is 3 or 5. This is 3, so that has to be 5. And therefore this has to be 3. And it can't be H. And it can't be D. It's F. I feel like we have enough information now to probably start solving the puzzle, don't we? I'm very tempted to kind of replace all the letters now. So what have we learned? F is 3, H is 5, I is 1, E is 6, and D and G are 2 and 4. We can probably resolve this now, can't we? So it's pointing towards the E, which is row 2, column 4. Oh, we know that already. We just didn't know which one is D and which one is G. Right. So let's do this. This is 2 or 4, and it's G. This is 2 or 4, and it was D, he says, hopefully. In terms of rings, we've now placed F, so it's off the table. We've placed H, so this is definitely G. This is D and G, therefore this is 2, 4. And I need this G to point towards it, don't I? So we're talking about row 1, column 3, which is correct, and this is 3F. And we still don't know which is the 2 or 4. Right, moving on. The D may be helpful. So what rings have I placed? I've placed all of them, and I think I've indexed all of them at this point. This D has to be here. That's not a D. And this is row 4, column 2. Row 4, column 2. And we know that the row 4. So this has to be 4, this has to be 2. We know that 2s and 4s are from D and G. This is the only one that can be D. This is the only one that could be G. And that's everything. We basically cracked it. We just need to go through and actually replace all of this and somehow remember it. Wish me luck. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solve it this way for a second, so I don't forget what's what. So this is not D or I, that's H, therefore that's 5. This is 4. This has to be the I now, which is 1. This is, I'm actually not sure, G or H. So I guess both of them could be G or H, isn't it? However, I can see that there is a 2 down here, which means it's the G, isn't it? 2 was G, therefore this is G, this is 2, this is H, and therefore not G, it's 5. It's pointing to F, so that is row 5. Is that column 5? Yeah, row 5, column 5. So they're both H's. Interesting. And then I think I've got it from here. Surely I can remember the rest. Famous last words. 2, 4, 6, 5, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 1, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6. Let's not have a typo now. This will be horrendous to try and recover from. 6, 1, 3, 4, 1, 5, 3, 5, 4, 1, 2, 6, 5, 2, 4, and if I've not made any mistakes, 3 for the finish. What a phenomenal puzzle. Solution code for the Logic Masters Germany is the word digits. Oh, I see. Sorry. To verify that this is a correct answer, or to submit kind of and comment on it. What a fantastic puzzle, Marty Sears. So, like, I think just before I wrap up, it's kind of worthwhile evaluating for a second if there was a more elegant way of solving this. And I'm not really sure there was. I feel like I needed to use letters, numbers, colors, and the rings to make progress. And I'm not really sure there was just a smoother solve. Admittedly, I'm not an index expert, so I'm really looking forward to reading your comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.